Okay, so before we jump into some of our place value, let's take a look at two different terms that we need to talk about. We need to talk about what does it mean as a number and what does the vocabulary word digit means. So if I was to write the number 324, all of these, this whole entire thing is your number. And that is a value or a quantity. So 324. So if I was talking about 324 pieces of candy, this is my number or my quantity of how many I have. Now, each of these are digits. Digits are any number, or it's a symbol, and we represent them as numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9. So digits are symbols used to create numbers. Now, remember, number is actually a value. All right, we're going to use that and really looking at what it means in relationship to place value as we transition from ones, tens, hundreds, because the base 10 system is based off of groupings of 10. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at place value. This is a place value chart. We have our ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. And we're going to take a look at how do we transition. This is our learning objective number of the second one, was when we go from the left, when we're moving from a place value to the left or to the right, we're going to use multiplying and dividing. But we need to understand that we're multiplying by 10 as we transition from our ones to our tens to our hundreds and our thousands. And then we're also going to be dividing from when we go from thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So let's take a look at this. So we have, here is our ones, right? This represents 1. There is no grouping here. If I was to group 10 of these, right? If I had a group of 10, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I have a group of 10, I can trade these in for a long or a rod. You might know this is a long or a rod. It can be represented as a line. Now here, this represents 10. This is a group of 10, and that's why we're now in the tens place value. Now we have to think to ourselves, when I was at the ones and I moved from my ones to my tens, I started with 1. What did I multiply 1 times to get now to my new grouping? Well, think to ourselves, how many do we need to this? We needed 10 of them. So 1 times 10 equals 10, and that is why we are now in the place value of 10. Okay, so when we're looking at our hundreds, that's our flat, right? Okay, so I know the value of the hundreds looks like 100 equals. Okay, well, I have to think to myself, I started with tens and I'm transitioning. I'm going to the left. I'm going to multiply by 10 because I need 10 groups of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 of these to be able to transition these into trading them in for 100. So therefore, we have 10 times 10 is going to equal our another place value of 100. So every time you transition to the left, you are multiplying by a group of 10 because you need 10 of those to transition to your next place value. Now for your activity, and you're going to be practicing making groups of tens with place value blocks with the activity of missing base 10 blocks. So I'm going to model for you what it looks like on slide 1, and then you will do the rest of the slides. So as you can see, here is the activity. So for slide 1, it says missing base 10 blocks. Over here, it says drag the base 10 blocks over to the math mat, which is over here, to show the missing blocks. So if I want to, by clicking on this, I can actually slide these over. I can slide over a flat, I can slide over a long, over here. I can slide over O1s if I need those as well. All right, so let's go over what needs to happen. So over here it tells you your kind of almost like a story problem of how you need to figure out what base 10 block is missing. And you might have to create groups because as we've learned today, base 10 blocks are based on groupings of 10. So there were 12 blocks. The total value of the blocks was 156. What are the missing blocks? So there's two key information here. First, I need to make sure that there are 12 blocks within this math mat. But right now, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I only have 10, and I need to have 12. So I need to add 2 other blocks to create the value of all blocks that are 156. So first, the next step I need to do is figure out what number do I actually have here. Well, I have one flat, which stands for 100. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 150. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 154. That's my value of my place value blocks. Okay, I need to get to 156 with adding 2 more blocks. Well, I can think to myself that 156 is 2 away from 154. So I'm going to add 1, 2. So I place the blocks here. So now I should have a total of 12 blocks. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Check. And I'm also going to check to make sure that the value equals 156. So 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 150, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have done it both. I've done it, I have 12 blocks, and I also, all my base 10 blocks is the value of 156. Now, the most important part is I want you to explain and justify your thinking right here. Remember, as math, building math confidence is also having you be able to explain your math thinking. So explain how you know those are the missing base 10 blocks. So what I can say is I know that I needed to add 2 1s because the total value was only 154, and I needed, and by adding 2 1s would change the 1's place value to 6. Therefore, the new value of all the blocks would be 156. So any way you can explain how and why you got those blocks to be added to create the value that they're asking is going to be super, super helpful. Please make sure that it is a complete sentence and that you are justifying your answer by using the word because you can definitely see it in my response. Is I explained why I added 2 1s because it's going to change the value of the 1's place value. All right, good luck. You have a couple of these to do. Please make sure you complete them fully. And here is an example for you so that you understand what is going on.